Hello, this is Ian from Somerset News Network. Still following the story of Robert Lowe and reform. It looked a couple of days ago as if Nigel Farage has softened a little bit. He said he was going to wait for the inquiry. Now we find that it doesn't look like there's any way back. I don't like the way that Rupert Lowe has been treated. You look at the history of Nigel Farage. We had UKIP, we had Brexit, we had the Brexit Party, and now we've got reform. The number of people that have either been forced out or sacked, it's all the same playbook. Now, is it Nigel or is it the people who I think are the dark forces within reform? Is it now a controlled opposition? I don't know. Is it trying to be the Tory Party 2.0? I think, I've watched office politics. I was in the civil service for 6 years. I watched office politics from the inside. And this looks like office politics on steroids. Rupert Lowe, did he or did he not do anything wrong? He says his comment about slitting somebody's throat was in his office with his staff. He said that the Reform Party had slit its own throat. The chairman says that Rupert Lowe threatened to slit his throat. Nigel Farage said that it was wrong and he's been told what's gone on. Now, who's he believing? He got suspended from the party and the whip withdrawn. I think there's factions, and I've seen it in the office when I was in the civil service. There's actions and they whisper. And sometimes it's like Chinese whispers. You know, what comes out at the end is not what it's starting with. It happened to me in the civil service. I had to defend myself. And it was something absolutely stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. But we call them woke now. But they were vegetarian, vegan Labour supporters. Woke. And I mean real woke. They decided they didn't like me. And all sorts of stuff was going round the office. I stood my ground. I said it was discrimination. I said if I was black, the union would support me. Luckily, I was a union rep at the time and could go and say hello to the main union man. It ended up in London in the union. Now, I don't know if they talked to London management or not, but at Mersham Street that would have been. It turned out that the union backed me. They said that what was happening with me was discrimination. And it shouldn't have happened and it was wrong. Now, the same thing has happened to all these people through UKIP and Brexit and reform. I think it's dark forces within. There are Chinese whispers creating the problem. I don't think Nigel Farage is a good leader in man management. He's brilliant on the television. He's brilliant putting policy across. He's got a grasp of his subject, which you cannot deny. But his man management is a little bit lacking. And we can see that with what's happened with Rupert. Howard Cox went the same way because he was supporting Tommy Robinson. Is Robert Lowe being ostracised, thrown out because he was also supporting Tommy Robinson? I've just done a video and I've come out and I'm supporting Tommy Robinson as well. Tommy Robinson should be treated equally under the law, and I don't think he is. I think the law is being used incorrectly. That's the lawyers, the judges and the government. Rupert Lowe knows this. He highlighted it and supported Tommy. Originally, it was girls that were complaining about him bullying. Then it became about Rupert Lowe threatening to slit somebody's throat. Don't think it ever happened. Now, if these people who are making these allegations are wrong, they ought to be thrown out of the party. Rupert Lowe ought to be back in and have a big apology and compensation. And I'm talking millions. You can't make false allegations against somebody and get away with it. But the people around Farage have a history of this, and it hasn't changed. Anyway, I'm backing Rupert Lowe. I'm backing a lot of people that have left, and some of them are good people by the sounds of it. But reform has lost its way. What it needs to do is say that they were only rumours, bring Rupert back into the fold, and then let's move on. And a grovelling apology is the least they can do. Anyway, Ian, Somerset News Network, signing off. And I'm not going to support reform until this is all sorted out.